What's up, guys? It's Jamal with the Airbnb cash flow method, where I'm helping and teaching you guys how to get your first 1 or 2 properties without owning property so that you can cash flow about $1,600 a month on average without even leaving your W-2 job. So let's dive in. The biggest thing I'm doing today, guys, it's huge. I'm showing you a massive 5-bedroom large property that we are co-hosting. The best part about this property, I'm gonna walk you guys through it, so stay tuned. The best part about this property is I don't own it. I didn't have to lease it. We partnered with an investor to operate it, to manage it for the investor, so they can earn more without spending a lot of time on the property, and we're gonna profit from operating and managing it as well. So that's the best part about this property. I love the sweet spot, guys. I love 3 to 6 bedroom properties, large properties that we can put together, that we can design and operate and manage so that the investor can earn the most money possible. But let's dive in, because I'm gonna break down further in the video how I partnered with this investor, how we landed the deal, how we designed, how we set everything up, and how we manage it. So stay tuned. All right, so follow me, come with me. I'm gonna show you guys a quick tour, short tour of the property, guys. So we put together, it's a 5-bedroom space, right? So we're gonna sleep 14 people. So this is gonna be ideal. This is perfect. This is the living room here. You can see the living room here. Okay, cozy, accent chairs, everything. We can sleep. We can sleep 14, but this is ideal for large families, large groups, 2 or 3 families traveling together. This is perfect for corporate companies that have employees and staff that they're sending out. So we had that in mind as we're designing it. So we also, if you can see behind me, we did a large table, right? And so we wanted to, don't mind my stuff, guys, but we wanted to have a large table. That was something that I discussed with the designer. We wanted a large table so it can sit big groups of people, guys. So not a lot of Airbnbs are able to seat as many people as they sleep. And so we got a big enough table. So that was a good concept. And then we have the family room here. You can see everything we did is mostly modern. We have some colors that stand out, right? You can see the orange, you can see the yellow. It's simple, but it's gonna stand out in the pictures. So I'm excited about that, because you want your property to stand out. So we have seating in the family area that's connected to the kitchen. You can see there's an island, we have seating. There's another kitchen table, we have seating. And so the concept was, we need to sit a lot of people. We need a large space. Everything's simple, laid out. You can see how the kitchen's set up and everything. I'm gonna show you a few of the bedrooms. You can see we got another bedroom here. Everything's laid out. We took pictures the other day. So this is actually gonna be listed here in the next few days. All right, guys, here's the primary room. This is my favorite room here. We have the accent chairs. So the best thing that I love about co-hosting is the partnership. It's about the partnership. I like to partner with people. If you're new, you can work to partner with people that know how to renovate the properties. They do nice fix and flips. And then that's where you share your expertise. We come in and design, we come in and handle the systems, the management, the marketing. And so we're able to get guests into the house. We're able to set the right pricing and help the property owner earn the most revenue. So it's about sharing your expertise. You don't have to own the property to get started in real estate, but you have to have the expertise, the customer service, to be able to partner with investors. And so you guys can have a win-win relationship. All right, so let me break down. Hope you guys like the house, right? So there's some trash we still gotta take out. So let me break down exactly how this co-host deal came together, right? And so the Airbnb cash flow method, the second part of the method, if you're starting out, is networking with property investors. So this is the second house with the same owner, and we met at a local real estate meetup. Okay, so that has to be on your agenda is you gotta network with the real estate groups in your area. You want to go to these meetings, and when you're starting out, like, it could be nerve wracking. It could be like, what am I here? Especially if you haven't done much before, but you got to put yourself out there, and it's you're going there to learn. So I was actually going there to learn, see who's there. I've happened to already, like I said, already had a property or two for Airbnb, and I think this is my second time going to the meeting. We connected. So we connected through the group. We exchanged numbers. I knew that he had multiple properties that he invested in the area, but he was actually thinking about short-term rental Airbnb at the same time, and I was wanting to start the co-host. So it just worked out like that. So went to the real estate meeting, connected, saw the property, toured his first property, and everything worked out from there. And then we kind of agreed on terms, so you want to be able to talk terms, meaning how long you're going to manage the property for. We agreed on you need to have an offer as far as what's your management fee. And so management fee is what percentage of the revenue are you getting for operating and managing the property. So it's a revenue share model. So I'll talk more about that on other videos, but you want to have that information. But that's secondary. The first thing you want to do is get to the networking events, get to the real estate meetings, and connect and be genuine and have and be able to display some sort of knowledge about short-term rentals, about real estate, about hospitality. Maybe you have experience in customer service, but how you can actually manage the property, take care of the guests, and keep the property secure for the owner. I'm gonna get back to how we're gonna manage the Airbnb as a co-host. It's super simple, but I want to show you. This is the game area. So it's a 5-bedroom, and then in the basement we got the pool table. We have another area, right, to watch the games, watch TV. We got a couch. We got the pool table, and I'll come here real quick. And then in the back here behind me, if you can see. Oh. Yep, there you go. Foosball table. We got a pack and play for the kids. So we try to have amenities that we know most people are going to need. So the biggest thing is when you are getting into co-hosting, you got to be able to know how to put together income projections. Okay, right? I have another video that I'll break down more as far as income projections, but you need to be able to articulate, hey, this house I believe is going to bring in, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and whatever that's going to be on a monthly basis. For example, this house, I know that we just set up. I know from anywhere from our goal is 100,000 on this house, but I know at minimum we're going to bring in about 80,000, right? And so I know that, the owner knows that, and so we can put together numbers and expectations from what we're spending, what the cost is to operate. And so we know that's our goal. We want to hit 100. At minimum, we're going to hit 80. If we can hit in the between there, that's going to be our sweet spot. Personally, for me, I like to give a best case scenario and then a minimum worst case scenario, so it holds everybody accountable there. So you definitely want to know how to articulate the income projections, but the biggest thing is knowing how to operate the deal, right? So operating a 1-bedroom studio is just the same as operating a 5-bedroom property, okay? So it's basically what platform are you going to market on? All you really need is one channel. So Airbnb is the most popular channel. You can literally just market on Airbnb. When you're starting out, they do $1 billion in revenue. They're good at marketing, right? So you want to study Airbnb. You want to learn Airbnb. You want to be able to list a property on Airbnb. That's number one. When you're setting up the property, you are going to make sure that you have a good design, quality furniture that's not going to break. You want to stand out but keep it simple. You're going to set up the property, list the property on Airbnb after you've taken professional photos. That's phase one. So now the property is listed, and then now you're managing. So you got a cleaner, You got a cleaner, the cleaner has a checklist. You hire a cleaner, you find a cleaner, or you clean it yourself. The cleaner has a checklist, so they know how to clean, they know where stuff goes, they know how to keep track of inventory, stock, resupply, everything, okay? So we're gonna manage it the same way as a studio. We're gonna run dynamic pricing systems. You're gonna spend time learning dynamic pricing before you put it on and use the software that you gotta pay for. And so dynamic pricing is supply, demand. Your weekend prices are different than your weekday prices. Start there. Because if your prices are the same, your weekend prices have to be different than your weekday prices, right? So that's basics of dynamic pricing. But you want to understand pricing and then guest communication. We run the same we have 5 automated text messaging that goes out. And then we answer questions in between those texts. But the 5 texts for communication to manage this property is the same as the 1-bedroom studios that we manage. So there's really no difference. It's check-in information goes out. Thank you for booking. Check-in messaging. Do you need anything after they checked in? Here's your checkout instructions. And here's thank you and please leave a review message. Those are our core messaging. And then in between, we have supervision and we're answering questions and we're available. We're not robotics, but we know that information has to go out. So if you can handle if you know how to list it on Airbnb, super simple. Price it accordingly. Know what your market price, your average daily price you want it to be. Know what your weekend price you want. Know your weekday price. Know what you want to generate monthly. Do that. Have your core messaging for guest communication. And then the last thing, you're coordinating and handling any situations that come up. Customer service issues, maintenance issues, refund issues, restocking supply. Those are the issues that come up. So it's basically, you have to be able to handle and coordinate those issues. You have your cleaner in place. You have a maintenance person or a handyman in place. And when you're managing a property, most property owners already have maintenance people. But discuss that with your property owner. You either provide maintenance people or they have it, and you just do the coordination. So that's how you manage the property. That's how we're managing this property. We're getting it up and running. We're putting it into my system. I use it because I manage 15 properties right now. So we have a system of pricing. We put it into our price labs. I use HostAway. We put it into that because that's the channel managers. Because right now I'm using multiple properties. VRBO, Booking.com, Direct Booking, and Airbnb. Well, when you're starting out, only use Airbnb. That's how I started out. You only use Airbnb. That's all you need, and you can maximize that revenue until you get bigger and start to pay for softwares that can put you on multiple platforms. Once everything's in the system with pricing, we book. Automation is already in place, and then our communication's in place, our cleaner's in place. Those things are the same concepts for your studio apartment. So don't get scared of the big property. It's the same concept, the same systems to run a studio versus a 5-bedroom. But you guys are good because in the Airbnb cash flow method, we're starting out with a 1-bedroom, and then that co-host property, that's going to give you the experience and give you the confidence in a case study so you can go get your co-host property. Okay, so here's the step-by-step process. If you already have a property, this is for you. If you already have an Airbnb property, an arbitrage property, or a property that you're managing and you're trying to figure out co-hosting, here's step-by-step. 1, the fastest way is to market yourself through going to real estate meetups. Go to the meetups. Don't be afraid. Let's get to the meetings. Let's show up, show your face. People want to do business and partner with people that put themselves out there, that they know, that they like, that they trust. So it's not about what you know. It's about being, it's about, do they know you? Do they like you? Do they trust you? Right? Are you willing? Oh, you come to these meetings. You're willing to show up. You're willing to put yourself out there. right? That's the type of person that I would want to manage my property. So go to the local meetings, market yourself, there, meet people, get inside the Facebook groups. I'm sure there's local Facebook groups. Make content so you know that when they look at your page, your content is correlated to what you want. That's huge, right? Connect with somebody, landlords that have properties already. That's who you want to connect with. Property investors that already have properties, and you can ask a simple question. Hey, have you thought about short-term rental Airbnb? Do you have Airbnbs? What are your thoughts about it? Is there a scenario that you would think about starting or operating your property as an Airbnb, right? And that starts the conversation. And then from there, then you'll be able to meet people, connect with people, and you'll get your first deal. Is this worth your time? That could be something that you're thinking about. Well, man, is that going to the meetings? Is it going to the local meetings, the real estate meetings? Is that worth your time? So the revenue share model, the average, it depends on your market, right? And I'm not going to tell you guys what to charge, what's your management fee. You can comment or DM me if you want more information on that. But the average is 25% to 15%, right? And depending on the markets. And then depending on what you do, what you offer, how hands-on you are, right? But let's say on average, you're getting a 20% management fee, right? Anywhere in between 15 and 25%. You can, now you already have a property. Maybe you probably have a W-2 job if you follow any of my content and you're trying to earn additional income and earn freedom. 20% of $80,000, what's that look like, right? 20% of $100,000, over $70,000. So is that worth your time and putting yourself out there and going to these meetings and getting set up? You guys got to answer your question. I think it is. So hopefully this helps. If you guys like this type of content, like it, comment below. If this was helpful, comment the word Airbnb below if this was helpful to you to get your first Airbnb co-host deal. And I want to know how many properties, if you already have a property, and I'll send you more information on the Airbnb cash flow method. But share this out, like this, comment, share. I'm here to help people. Like I said, Airbnb cash flow method. My role is to help you guys escape that 9-to-5, get on your way to freedom through Airbnb, through the Airbnb cash flow method. So hopefully you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.